Well, hello again, everybody. Again, this is my second and probably last test before convention for live streaming. So, real quick, I have the intro scene that you've seen. I have a main view, that's this one. And I have an intermission scene, a main view 2 to test the second camera, and an exit scene. I'll be going through all those today as I test the live stream, and everything's all on one laptop right now, so I will be switching back and forth, testing and looking, making sure it's coming through live stream, and volume's working, so I muted that on the other tab or screen. So today, I want to talk a little bit about the website and convention. Live stream will be available on YouTube and on the Grand Camp's website, ambansgc.org. And I wanted to address some of the things on the website. Yes, I know, probably needs some cleaning up, some updating. But anyways, I wanted to talk about a few things pertaining to convention that are on the website. And I'll be reading them because I printed them up from the website. But what I have is the second call to convention. It was on the main page. I have A and B Grand Camp election bylaws. These are proposed, they're not adopted. I have proposed amendments to the current bylaws pertaining to duties of officers. And finally, I have I'll be going a overhead view of the Grand Camp Convention agenda. Sorry about my phone. See if I can't mute it. Just 1 second. Here, this is a good time for me to test the intermission. Okay, so coming out of intermission, this is the second view scene I'm testing, and I figured coming out, it'd be good to test that so I don't have to worry about it later. I am going to be going back to the forward camera so I don't have to look this way the whole time. Okay, this is a little bit better. Camera's a little high, but I'm making do in my office here at work, doing this during my lunch hour. Oh, last time I was live streaming, if you have a YouTube account and you're watching, you can do chat. You log into your YouTube and watch the stream, and off to the right hand side should be a chat. So I got to keep that in mind. I'll put something there right now. Okay. Let's put that over there. Put that over there. Ta-da! Dun dun dun! Okay, so the reason I'm testing two cameras is because I'm not sure of the layout, where I'll be, how far away from the stage. I might need two cameras, might not. So anyways, back to the website. I'll start with, I'm going to go over the second call to convention. Again, this is on the website. And that's https://a&b-ansgc.org. And this information I'm doing today is all on the main page. And after convention, some documents will go away and others will go to the document library. So, second call to convention. Dear brothers and sisters, your A&B Grand President Joe Williams and ANS Grand President Paulette M. Marino welcome you to the 2019 Alaska Native Brotherhood and Alaska Native Sisterhood Grand Camp for our 107th convention. We will meet in Anchorage, Alaska from Thursday, October 3rd through Saturday, October 5th. The Grand Presidents and Grand Officers have been working with Alaska Pacific University, 4101 University Drive. The convention location is above A&MC, and the local A&B and ANS hosts from Camp 87. See next page. Just reading the verbatim. Can't talk, can I? The convention agenda at a glance includes the following activities and events. Wednesday, October 2nd, registration will be from 2 to 4 p.m. at site. Evening event is welcome dinner and entertainment hosted by Camp 87 at 6:30 p.m. Thursday, October 3rd, convention begins promptly at 8 a.m. Evening event is the A&B ANS Memorial Service. Friday, October 4th, convention business. During the day, evening event, a cultural celebration honoring Elizabeth Wanamaker Perodovich. Saturday, October 5th, convention business concludes today. Evening, grand ball and national unveiling by the U.S. Mint of the design for the 2020 Elizabeth Perodovich gold $1 coin. Alaska Airlines is offering a discount with the code, I can't say it because part of the reasons we can get these codes is we're not supposed to advertise it. So it's on the Grand Camp website. You could look at the document or download and print the document. Again, this is the second call to convention. You can book online. If you choose to call, there will be an additional $15 charge. The discount normally applies to the highest possible rate, so consider taking advantage of flight specials you see on their website. Page 2. There's only 2 pages. Housing is available at 3 locations. Spring Hill Suites, Anchorage, University Lake, 888-284-1847 is their phone number. And that's $115 plus 12% tax. And that has 1 king or 2 queens. Spring Hill Suites, Anchorage, Midtown. Phone number 800-314-0783, 3401 A Street, Anchorage. Theirs is $119 plus tax. And again, 1 king or 2 queens. And Residents in Anchorage, Midtown, at phone number 1-800-314-0781. And there it's 1025 East 35th. You must book no later than September 1st. Yeah, it's end of September. Anyways, this has been on the website a while. to receive the reduced rate. Let the reservation agent know to use the block of rooms under A and B ANS convention. The online reservation link is, and it's a big old long link, so I'm not going to read it, but again, it's on the website. For further information, such as how to place a memorial ad in the convention program, please contact the following Camp 87 members. Entertainment and Facilities Committee Chair, Marvin Adams. And I would say for privacy, because this is streaming live, it'll be on YouTube till I remove it. I'm not going to give phone numbers and email addresses, but you can go to the Grand Camp website and again view it and or download and print the document. Chair of Convention Planning, Housing, and Transportation is Paul Johnson. Cultural Committee Chair, Tasha Hotch. And Shirley Kendall. Camp 87 Sergeant at Arms, Richard Porter. And that's all I have here, I believe, for the second call convention. By the way, like I said, I know the Grand Camp website needs to be cleaned up. So if you have ideas, opinions you want to share, you could email me directly at my camp's email address, which is jlanos jr. It says JLLANOS JR at camp14.com. And give me your suggestions, opinions. Maybe you know of a better service. Say, hey, maybe you want to switch to this other service, or maybe you should clean this up. Always open to suggestions. This is for the benefit of all camps, that website. So your opinions matter. Okay, the next document I pulled up from the pile is the A and B Grand Camp election bylaws that are proposed. They're just proposed. You get to vote on this. And I'm just going to hit the highlights, the bolded areas, because it's like 8 pages or 7 pages. And you can view the document online on the Grand Camp website. So it starts off, A and B Grand Camp election policy. Grand officers of the Alaska Native Brotherhood shall be elected to office by delegates representing the Alaska Native Brotherhood local camps, current A and B Grand officers, and past A and B Grand presidents who are present when elections are held. These bylaws provide for general requirements for election, duties of election tellers, ballot contents and format, election procedures, and teller's report. And that's the first paragraph, half page just about. From here on out, I'm going to be doing just bolded, so I'm not reading 7 pages worth. You don't want to sit there and watch me read 7 pages anyways. I talk funny. Okay. 1. General requirements includes election time and place. Elections shall be by secret ballot, majority vote required. All offices shall be voted for concurrently on a single ballot. So all the offices, one ballot. You have Grand President, first vice, second vice, so forth, so on. All one ballot. Next page starts with section 2. Election tellers and their duties. Tellers appointed. Conflict of interest. Abstain official delegates list. Obtain. Sorry. Record nominations for each office. Next page starts section 3. Ballot contents and format. Heading, names of candidates. Box left of candidates' names for vote, 1 page. Print ballots. Section 4. Election procedures. Only tellers may handle ballots. Ballots ready. Place ballots box up front. Begin balloting. Next page. Still on 4. Chief teller announces election rules. Chief teller shall call qualified voters. One teller hands out the ballots. Deposit ballots, closing the ballot box. Next page. Still on 4. Prepare tally sheets. Counting the votes. And then it goes to section 5. Teller's report. The following numbers determine who is elected. Goes into detail. Distribution of teller's report. Next page, still on 5. Prepare second ballot if needed. Tellers report to A and B members. Election results announced. Last page, still on 5. Formalizing election results. Second ballot if needed. Third, etc. ballots if needed. Installation of officers. Again, this was proposed. I know there's a lot of people against this for various reasons. I'm personally for it for the simple reason from last convention and how long it took for elections, I think we need something in place to say how things are to be done. General rules, guidelines. And this is a first attempt. I won't go into detail of the politics or the do's and don'ts of why people are against that. But I still think we do need something in place. My phone's been buzzing, so I'm going to check it real quick. And it looks like it's primarily just emails. So won't worry about that right now. Next page from the pile. It's a single page. This one I'll read. It's small print, but I'll make it out. These are also proposed amendments to the current bylaws. These and election bylaws were discussed and submitted via email to all the delegates that I had emails for from last convention. And so basically getting the word out. And I had about 56 email addresses. And I think only like 1 or 2 bounced back. So it's getting the word out there to you, the members who basically run A and B ANS. It's not the grand officers. Think about it. They are just members like you are. Okay, so these are proposed amendments. These are not in the current Constitution and bylaws. And there's 2 sections. First one is GC 4.01. The Grand First Vice Presidents of A&B and ANS will work closely with the Executive Committee to confirm program planning, theme, focus, agenda, speakers of the upcoming convention. The Grand First Vice President will serve as co-chairs and as liaisons with the local camp hosts, the latter arranging for the facilities, copying equipment, volunteer labor, publicity, fundraising, meals, housing, transportation, etc. Both vice presidents will familiarize themselves with the convention responsibilities of Grand Camp and the local camp host, ensuring that all areas are discussed and implemented successfully, while keeping in constant communication with both grand presidents. So that was not in the current Constitution and bylaws. I think it's needed. Here's the next one. It's also needed. This is GC 6.2. The ANS Grand Secretary will record, produce, and distribute hard copies of Grand Camp minutes during and after convention, as well as take minutes for the meetings of the executive committee. That, as I look through the Constitution and bylaws, those both are not in there and are needed. Otherwise, for example, the ANS Grand Secretary has no duties. And I know how good and important Carol Dewis is, your current ANS Grand Secretary. She's awesome. I've been learning a lot, and I admit where I'm wrong to her and stuff. And she's been very kind and helpful. Okay. Oh, this is partly covered in the first one I read. This is the Grand Camp Convention agenda, still subject to change up to and during convention by the ANB Grand President. But it just goes into detail. Again, all this is on the ANBANSGC.org website on the main page. Just scroll down towards the bottom, just keep going, and you'll see listed documents, this live stream, and you get all of the information you need. And if something's missing you want on there, let me know, and I'll get it, see if it's okayed by, if it needs approval by the executive committee. So this agenda, the theme of this year's convention is ANB and ANS moving to the future with higher education and medical services. So I'm just going to skim through this because I read part of it in general on the second call to convention, and this is a test. You probably don't want to watch that much longer if you don't have to. So just skimming and highlights. Starts Wednesday, October 2nd, pre-convention. The organizational meeting for ANB&S Grand Officers, Credentials Committee, Committee on Committees. These are all meetings. Early registration starts at 2 to 4:30. And then at 6:30, welcome by Camp 87. Dinner at Atwood Center, Pacific University, Alaska Pacific University. Ooh, there's going to be a comedy show at Earl Brown Auditorium, Grant Hall, APU, Alaska Pacific University. Comedy show! Woohoo! Thursday. Posting colors 7:30. Welcomes begin at 8:15. Keynote by Dr. Robert Anders, MD. Credentials report. Grand Treasurer's report. Grand President's report. Next page, still on Thursday. Grand President appointments. Resolutions assigned to appropriate committees. Youth panel at 3:15. That's good. I got beat up when I was on the youth panel. That was in Portland, I think. No, I think that was here in Ketchikan. Elders panel. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be led by ANB past Grand President Sasha Sobolov. And at 6:30 p.m., the ANB&S Memorial Service at the APU Atwood Center. Friday starts 8 a.m. Alaska, My Home and My Land, sung by Cindy Reeves. Proposed bylaw changes. It starts at 9:15. Voting for ANB Grand Officers start after campaign speeches at 10:30 a.m. Local camp accomplishments at 11:15. And voting for ANS Grand Officers start at 2 p.m. Next page, still on Friday. Workshop on education starts at 3:15 at 3:50. Workshop on healthcare. At 6:30, cultural celebration at APU Mosley Center with native foods, dance, regalia, and stories. Saturday starts at 8 a.m. Go to the next page. Here's a bold one. At 8:45, announcement of 2020 convention site. Ooh. So if you're thinking about convention, talk to your camp now before you go to convention. Say, hey, I would like us to host. What say you? At 12:30, Governor Dunleavy signing a bill naming November as an Alaska Native Month. Nice. Let's see, introduction of U.S. Mint Director David J. Ryder at 1. Last page, still on Saturday. At 5:10 p.m., unveiling of the Elizabeth Pradovich coin 2020 by U.S. Mint Director himself. And then a number of speakers during that event, starting with the Mint Director. At 6, installation of Grand Officers. At 7, Grand March. At 7:30, Grand Ball. And that is the high overview of convention from the convention agenda. So, I think this was a long test, a good test, and hopefully informational. And if everything went right, it should be on the Grand Camp website, streaming live right now. Look at that. Bum, 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 bum. Scrolling down. And scrolling down. And scrolling. There it is. Let me play. Let's see if it's playing. Yep, there's my funny face. And it's muted, so that's good. So I can minimize that. And we went from the intro scene. That was a few minutes. The main view, this one. And then on to intermission, main view 2, the second camera. And exit. Oh, did we do exit? I don't think so. I think I'm saving that for when I'm done. So email me if you have any questions, comments. And this concludes the probably final test before convention. I might do one more once I get everything set up at the convention site when I get up there. This will probably be wise. I might be using 2 cameras, so we'll see how it goes. I hope we have a great convention, and if you watched, thank you everybody who watched. Have a good day. I apologize. I said I was going to do it at the end, and I didn't. I just wanted to come back and test the exit scene. So, sorry. Here it goes.